Turning a former island hotel into a home helps a couple get away to another time. A Montana man becomes an architectural detective and discovers his home's unique European past. And in Colorado, a former firehouse is now a family house with a wonderful history. These stories and more if walls could talk. Welcome back to If Walls Could Talk. When Thomas and Randall Bittnar were ready to move from New York City to raise their children in a quieter place, they set their sights on Bozeman, Montana. The house they were interested in had been on the market for quite a while because it needed extensive work. But Thomas was undaunted. His experience as an architect both in Europe and America gave him a vision of what this 8,000 square foot house could be, or rather, what it was before.
When Thomas and Randall Bittnar bought this Bozeman, Montana house, they knew it was not a small project.
It was huge. It had apartments in it.
We knew it's gonna be blood, sweat and tears, at least 3 years, and that's exactly 3 years ago.
But Thomas wasn't sweating yet. His experience as an architect helped him see beneath the intimidating surface.
I saw a house has a potential quality, especially structure, and it's a good house with good foundation, good beams.
Thomas is a visionary, so he as soon as he started doing a few sketches, and we could do this and we could do that.
What they wanted to do was bring the house back to its original 1904 design, but they were missing a lot of information. For example, they didn't know who its original designer was until they were given rarely found elevation blueprints. There, they learned it was a German architect named John Link, a coincidence of common heritage.
John Link was from Bavaria, so it helps me to understand, this, especially the spatial relationship here in this house, because it's not typical Victorian house. So I admire him more and more during the construction.
The exterior blueprints helped the Bittnars restore the facade, but the home's interior had been changed so much over the years, it took some detective work to uncover John Link's floor plan.
We really analyzed this. It was a kind of archaeology. Every piece, every floor, every square feet would analyze. So.
That analyzation really opened up clues. The floor revealed where pocket doors once were, and door frames were found buried beneath plaster. A stairway could be restored after the Bittnars found a few original spindles remaining in place, but other original woodwork wasn't so easy to find.
And back wall was a regular new wall. We take the wall down, and behind was really original this picture molding. Original color, original beads. In our new design, we repeat these beads and we repeat exactly the profile.
More was sealed up behind walls, including a discovery that reaches every part of the house.
We also found in the bathroom, when we took out one of the closets, that there was actually the space for a dumbwaiter that we're not sure was ever used because it had been boarded up with the original plaster. But there was a space, and it goes through the whole house for a dumbwaiter.
Thomas and Randall's restoration work not only helped them understand the structure itself, but also provided signs of life within that structure, left behind decades ago.
Interesting little bits and pieces of paper and newspapers and magazines in the walls. And when we did the guest room, we found a copper letter opener. We're not sure of the vintage. Copper was king here during that period, I guess, so it's probably around the time that it was built.
The Bittnars learned their home was a fraternity house for Montana State University from the 1930s to the 1960s, and they discovered evidence of its Greek heritage. But even though the Pi Kappa Alphas ultimately left their mark, it turns out their female counterparts were here as well.
During the war, the men left, and the university appropriated the sorority and sent the ladies here, and they lived here for 2 years, from 1943 to 1945. And one of the ladies came by, and we gave her the complete tour. She was wonderful and very appreciative. But then she sent us photographs from her album. This is wonderful information for us to hear what the kinds of things that went on in the house, and also to confirm a lot of what we have found as we've done this renovation.
The Bittnars are thrilled to hear they have brought the house back to its original look. Of course, with a little of Thomas's own architectural style as well. And the work they've done to get to this point has paid off. What they've discovered along the way has given them an intimate feeling for their spacious home.
We are very close.
Very close to the house.
We know about everything, especially plumbing, electricity. We have a few damages here. Yes, we are more and more, it's like our house, even having such a wonderful history. And it's a deep in our heart right now, mentally and physically as well.
When Thomas and Randall were trying to decide on moving to Bozeman, they got some help with their decision from the local newspaper. For 1 year, every Sunday in New York City, they received the Bozeman Chronicle to get a taste of Montana life. Apparently, they liked what they read. When we come back, a former Colorado firehouse is now a family house with little pieces of history all around. Stay with us.